All right, everyone, we are back here for the round of 16. Players are just finishing up their warm-up shots here. They get 2 balls on each lane, but wanted to go ahead and get the quick sponsors out there again. If you haven't seen it in the ceremony, Viali was talking about how over the last 2 decades we've had over 500,000 in sponsors. So again, just want to thank everybody for everything that they do and contribute to this great organization. So just a big thank you to our sponsors, starting here with Tony and Susan Reynaud, Ace Mitchell Bowling Supplies, Vinny Grazan, Better Bowling Concepts, William Daly, Storm Products International, Leanne Holzenberg, Chris Forey, Buddy's Pro Shop, Chris Viali, Cambridge Credit Counseling, Keegan Kenny, Logo Infusion, John Van Hees and Alex Aguiar, Strike Effects Pro Shops, Chris Sand with Turbo Grips, our very own Bruce Hall, TechVision, Jeff Barton, Yankee Lanes Keene and Yankee Lanes Manchester, Rich Reynolds, Bullwinkle's Pro Shop, Al Casper, Savage Arms, Lisa Callahan, the entire Callahan family here at Callahan's Bowl-O-Rama, John Zawalik, DJ's Pro Shop, Lou Marlowe, Many Styles of Bowling, Roger Burrell, Bloomfield Electric, Clay Shorts, GMS Concrete, Paul Sylvia for Dexter, Tony Mendiola for KR Strike Force, Greg Flamand, Grog Monster Sports, Jeff Dawson here, East Coast Sports Investors, Ideal Bowling Concepts, Keith Lang, Jeff Purchase with the DJBT, Mitchell Pincus with usedbowlingballs.com, and of course Joe Farley, Island Bowling Supply. I want to thank them. And remember, everybody, for the final match, you get to like and share the feed. That will get you into a raffle to win a bowling ball. And again, we raffle off 2 bowling balls for every Sunday event that is on the live stream. So just, again, keep an eye out for that. We'll mention that a few more times.
And my phone tells me today is a Sunday. So here we go.
Last time I checked, the maths.
One more thing about the Paul Forey. So we need 64 qualifiers for the Paul Forey, and then the next event we're going to start the FedEx-style playoff. So you have to show up, for example, at the 9 a.m. squad to do the make the top half, and then we cut down. It's like an eliminator-style format, and we go down the line there. So today is the last day. The top 8 in this tournament will round out the last 8 for our 64, and then from there any duplicates will come off the point list. So after today and after all the points are added together, we're going to sit down and we're going to round out our round of 64, and we will have that. We'll have that on the website probably by Tuesday or Wednesday, who those final 64 are.
All right, now let's talk about these matches here. We've got the updated bracket. So let's start on 21 and 2. We're going to have Alex Aguiar taking on John Wilbur. 23 and 4, Joey Transu versus Frankie Kalka. 25 and 6, Ryan Graywaz versus Nate Clark. 27 and 8, Jesse Cody versus Joe DePetto. 29 and 30, right here in front of us, is Michael Martell versus Robert Green. Let's see, 31 and 2, or I'm missing 29 and 30. Nope, that's what I just said. 31 and 2, Jeremy Melito is going against John Van Hees. 33 and 4, Darryl Washington versus Justin Warhol. 35 and 6, Mike Lickstein versus Jamie Silva. And that's going to round out our round of 16.
Yep. And this will be our last match on 31 and 2, since that's our finals pair. So we'll have 2 rounds that will skip that pair, and we'll go from there. So, and we'll be watching the Wilbur Aguiar match. That's 2 heavyweights down there going at it. We have Joe DePetto coming off a clutch win against Jay Johnson. And Ryan Graywalks, of course, always a threat. Bowler of the Year in, what was it, 2017?
2016 or 17. He had 2 seasons where it felt like he won a lot.
Oh, he had it wrapped up by like September. You know, he had enough points to win in September. It was a dominant year for him. And then he moved to Syracuse, so we haven't seen him nearly as much down here. So you guys are good friends. You've seen him more than we have. There's Joe DePetto starting out front 2. Here we go. Some good matches going on here.
Hey, see, you got John Van Hees here over on 31 and 2. Haven't really seen him in a while. Saw him a couple of weeks ago. He told me he was going to drill up some balls, come down here and bowl, and he's in the round of 16.
Yeah, we got Alex, we got John, both from Strike FX. Good to see those guys. And
now entering the booth is going to be our good friend Matt Brockett. Let me go ahead and get him a microphone. And as I mentioned before, Matt, I'm going to turn his microphone on here. He's actually going to be doing a documentary on this event. Him and his wife have been here all weekend documenting, taking photos, taking videos, and just wanted to have Matt in here to kind of talk about it a little bit more. So, Matt, the floor is yours.
How's it going, guys?
Great.
Hey, Matt. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a good tournament, huh? Good turnout. A lot of people.
341 entries, my friend.
341.
That's
so
right.
I was just telling somebody, at least for my day and age, like the last time I ever saw this many entries was about 2010 East Hartford was the last time that I remember that we actually had a round of 64, which is it's amazing to see. Good to see that the sport is still alive, you know, and yeah, NEBA's a great place. So yeah, thank you for inviting me on. We're talked to Chris and Amy Viali, and then discussed it with Bruce over there. We are going to be starting a kind of like our own little Netflix series. I mean, obviously not on Netflix. Maybe one day, you know.
You never know.
Maybe
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, maybe we can get there. But at least starting off on a YouTube channel where NEBA is just really promoted and through a documentary series. So like going through, today is our first experience. So, you know, we've been filming since the first practice ball yesterday up until we get a champion tonight. And interviews, talking with people. We're actually hoping that with people knowing what we're planning on doing, that they'll be more approachable to the camera and just kind of do their own thing, like, you know, and show what kind of family NEBA is really about. So being able to talk and joke and have fun, you know, even have blooper reels at the end. And so it's it'll be interesting to see what kind of footage we gain and things like that. So we're excited to give it a shot and see what happens. So
absolutely, I think it's a good way to introduce other markets into NEBA that may not know who we are. I mean, I know we've been around for 60 years, but there may be some, you know, locations out there, you know, worldwide, even here in the United States that may not know what NEBA is.
Right.
And this is a great way to show everybody, you know, what we're about and what a night, you know, the community that, you know, everybody here is built, and, you know, just kind of what we're all about.
Right. And you have the whole world of social media in general, right? So I mean, you have TikTok, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Twitter, all this stuff that is coming out to be able to promote yourself, right? And it could be in all ranges of different things. So
Matt, we do have a YouTube channel,
which is great,
and we post all of the matches up there.
Yep.
I'm not saying we do a very good job promoting our YouTube channel.
But that's where Matt comes in.
That's where I think this comes in. I think it's going to be really good
honestly,
to augment just the matches up there with some of your documentary stuff.
So I think it'll be a great thing for our viewers at home that watch the matches live, right? So they get to watch the matches live, but say they're on vacation that week or just they got busy and they weren't able to watch it. Now they can go back on this series and watch like a half hour to an hour episode, depending on how long it ends up being, but they can go back and watch that now. So now they can see the ins and outs, what people are talking about, who the leaders were during that time, and almost kind of following through the storyline of the tournament to the T.
Yeah.
So Joe DePetto, meanwhile, front five, and Jesse Cody trying to keep up, and Martel just doubled to keep within the same mark as Robert Green in the matches in front of us. Just trying to keep up here.
Yep, absolutely. Which is actually perfect to do because our phones kind of died, so we're giving about 20 minutes to let them charge up so we can get some more footage here.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So this is actually kind of perfect timing to catch me, so thank you for calling me over.
There you go.
It's almost like we're professionals.
Yeah, right?
Almost.
It's like we planned that.
Okay. Professional what? I'm reminded of
tell us in the comments. Professional
what?
Blank.
No, but
Martel,
it's
quite deep here. Look at this. Gets it. Good shot.
Great shot, though. Great shot.
I say he interviewed with the PBA, and he actually told, when he made the show at the Masters, that he prefers to play the lanes more right to left than most lefties.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Couch-esque, like back on the old tour.
Yeah.
Jason Couch was that lefty that, when he had what he had and what he liked to see, he would take full advantage of it. And he has been very open about he doesn't necessarily like to keep his angles in front of him, like you would say, like, quote unquote, most lefties like to see. He would rather open the lane up and play them right to left.
Well,
and
when
he has
paid off. He was second in the U.S. Open, so
Masters.
The Masters. So it served him well.
Yes.
There's times though when, unless you're two-handed, unless you have a purple, going right to left is not going to help you very much. Unfortunately, you're going to get caught up in some OB out there. But certainly,
Nate Clark
he's making it work
for
him.
Front five.
Yeah, Nate Clark front five.
Front five against Mr. Graywas there. Ironically enough, Ryan actually just drilled like 6 new balls, and Nate drilled all 6 of them for him.
Is that
so
right?
he's bowling his ball driller right now.
Oh, there you go. Well, see how well the student loses to the master, or how does that work? So, meanwhile, Jesse Cody back 4 to get within 10 of Joe.
Late 9-pin trip, too, though.
That's right.
Now, Matt, you mentioned like in the documentary series, you might do some interviews, sit down, talk to some of the players. Who's your white whale? Who do you want to get?
Yeah, so I think for this weekend, just in general, just being the 1,000th and being the first ever trial run of this, and I think the 1,000th tournament was the best time to do it, really.
Yeah.
So we'll start there, right? So I think that's the whale, is the 1,000th tournament. It's just kind of getting everybody here. Because we're seeing a lot of old faces we haven't seen in years, right? So I think that's a cool storyline in itself.
Yeah.
But going to this 1,000th tournament, the names that are here in general that have record-holding things. So we have, I don't think we've seen Alex all year, Alex Aguiar, and he shows up today. But 4-time Bowler of the Year, 27 titles, which is what, second most, if I'm not mistaken.
Behind Mr. Lichstein, who's
behind Mr. Lichstein, who also made the cut. So there's my next storyline, is talking to Mike and picking his brain about how the day's going, but also how history has been. So that's also like a cool kind of thing to really get into. So you have Alex, you have Mike, and then also Bill, who holds the most record for most Bowler of the Year. So you want to be able to kind of pick his brain and be like, okay, so you don't have as many titles, but you were also the most consistent, though. You didn't need titles to be Bowler of the Year. You were the most consistent bowler. He also, interviewing him brought up the fact that, like, he probably only missed 2 tournaments aside from COVID, but he only missed 2 tournaments in almost like a 30-year span.
A long time.
So
he's bowled, I think, more than half the tournament.
Right, and I think he brought that up in your podcast as well. So it's really cool to just hear these storylines, and then Mr. 900 who just threw the ball over there. It's kind of cool to just see everybody here.
Just so you know, we actually have 2 900s in the finals right now. Jeremy had 900 on Long Island.
That's right.
And just to name drop Lich, he's on the front 6 down there, in case anybody was wondering.
All right.
He's down at 35 and 6.
Oh, there we go.
He's bowling Jamie. He's got the front 6.
I'm glad we're saying this right now because I wish I had the camera going.
Well, I mean, if you want to go do your thing, man.
I might have about 10 or 15% on that phone now.
All
I
right.
might be able to do it. So,
there you go.
All right, guys, thank you for having me.
Matt, thanks so much.
And I hope we can get this series really going off because
looking forward to your work product.
I think between the podcast, the series that we're about to do, and then what you guys do here live it's going to be incredible, and it's going to be a huge leap for this company. So
good stuff.
Thank you for having me, guys.
All right, buddy.
No problem,
Thanks
man.
so much, Matt. We'll see you down the line.
All right.
Matt Brockett, everyone. Very enthusiastic about the documentaries and videos. Look at this.
I will say there's one thing about Matt.
Get the roll.
Is
doesn't get it.
He does not leave the enthusiasm off the table.
No,
he's
good for him. We need it.
Very driven, very enthusiastic.
We need it.
And I think that's going to be a lot of fun moving forward.
I think so, too. Are you saying us older people are less enthusiastic? You're absolutely right. Thank you. You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. Got to have new blood, buddy. Got to get the blood in there. It's good stuff.
All right, let's see if we can take a look
Green.
at some of these matches here now. Yeah, we're looking down. I'm looking down at 35 and 6. Again, it looks like Lich is on shooting a spare right now. It looks like it might be a 7-pin. So it looks like he went front 6, 7-pin. Jamie has double, possibly an open in there, and he's on a double. So Lich has got a pretty big lead in that match.
Speaking of Alex, he has a dominating lead over Wilbur right now. An almost insurmountable lead, and they're only in the 5th frame. And I think he just threw another double. So there's the end of that. Here's the Transu match.
It's pretty close,
Transu is, no, it's not that close. Transu is up by 30, actually, now, and with a chance to make it 40 with the strike.
Oh, okay. I did not see the open frame.
There's the open frame there with no doubles for his opponent.
Ryan is.
And Transu does not strike, but still good lead there. And there's Jesse gets the trip 4. And what do we have here? This is a, let's see, 78, so 9-pin match right here in favor of Joe DePetto, but Joe is not on a strike, and Jesse is. So Jesse can get up and get the lead next time, no matter what. Here's Martel on 5 in a row to Robert Green's triple.
Hey, it looks like he's throwing that new 900 Global Exponent.
Yep.
Really twirled that one.
Man, oh, he gets this. He gets the 7-10 to go. Robert Green turns around and says, I want pins. And that was
Ryan is Nate Clark's pretty much strike and shut out in that match as long as he stays clean.
And DePetto does strike. Close match here.
Jeremy is up by 32 against Van Hees right now.
So DePetto 268 on the out, and Jesse Cody 259 on the out. So Joe with ball in hand here.
Some very good matches right here in front of us.
You're not kidding, boy. They've really been up and down, Kyle. We've had him. We've seen him in the 170s to win, and we've seen him in the 260s to win. So all over the place. Here's Martel for 7 in a row.
It looks like he got through that one cleaner.
Chance.
Yep.
Good looking shot. Could not get the 10-pin to go that time.
So that's going to bring it closer. If Rob strikes, that's going to bring it to what, 12?
Yeah, I think 70, 90, 10, 30, 60, 90. He can catch him.
Yep.
Within 2. And how about a tomahawk Farkle? We'd have to call that one by Joe DePetto. Once again, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. It is the Rip Callahan Memorial Open, NEBA's number 1,000th tournament here at Callahan's Bowl-O-Rama. Thanks so much to all the Callahan family, Lisa, Cindy, Amber Dodge, everybody behind the desk, and all the great help we've seen here and all the great support. Lisa Callahan personally adding $2,500, the Callahan family adding $2,500, and TechVision adding $2,000. That's $7,000, plus everybody got a commemorative chamois. So pretty good added money to this tournament, I'd say. And we are thrilled with the turnout, 341 entries. And what an event here for the 60-year-old NEBA tournament.
All right.
It looks like we're going to see some venerable names here. The number 1 and number 2 title holders look like they're going to make it through to the round of 8. And that's going to be interesting. They don't face each other, do they? What are their respective
Let's take a look
brackets?
here.
This is Alex versus
I think
Lich.
they're on the opposite sides of the bracket.
I think they might be.
Oh, no, they are on the same side.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
They can meet in the round of
4. Right,
yep.
yeah.
So they can meet in the round of 4.
Rounds. Yep. We'll see what happens. Just a random bracket. That's how it goes, 64.
Now, it does look like he's going to be eliminated in this match, but you can't, John Van Hees.
Who, Litch?
No,
went
John
front
Van
five.
Hees. I was
Oh,
saying
Van
he's
Hees. Oh, God, another one.
he's
Yeah.
just another name, PBA Tour winner.
Yeah, ho-hum.
Ho-hum.
You know, Michael Martell, second in the Masters.
Yeah.
Ho-hum.
Jeremy
no
Melito's
big
got
deal.
2 second-place finishes in this building.
And there you go.
So let's take a look here. It looks like Nate Clark has shut out Ryan.
Bob Green got his first strike. Now he's
looks
right
good.
up the pike and pipes it in
Ooh,
for a
six pin.
6-pin. And unfortunately, that is going to put him in a hole. 80 deuce, 234, with Martell cruising at a 237 pace. So Martell just needs 2 marks and decent count.
All right, Jesse here. All right.
Great shot there by Jesse. 2-0, 239 possible. And his opponent already in the 240s. Joe, because Jesse missed in the 9th. Joe just needs a mark.
Let's take a look down. I'm trying to see what we got going down here in the Justin Warhol, Darrell Washington match. 210. That looks like Darrell Washington's going to win that match.
Here we go.
All right, Jesse is big shot.
Well,
Likes it.
Litz just pulled out his plastic ball to go down the middle, so apparently
Yeah.
he's got it locked up.
That one was
so
locked up.
There you go.
How about Frankie? It looks like Frankie might be down a little bit.
Let's check in on Frankie.
And he just doubled there. Down by 11.
Did 50, 80, 216 possible, and his opponent 217 in the 9th. It's over. Unfortunately, Frankie is gone. Who's he bowling? Oh, Joey Transu.
Joey Transu.
Joey moves ahead. Another great player. Wow, what a round of 8 this is going to be. Holy mackerel. And Alex cruising through his match over John Wilbur.
All right, so it's going to force Geppetto to mark, if I'm not mistaken.
Geppetto,
That'll do
the best
it.
kind of mark there is. That's that. Jesse Cody, good showing, 229. Will lose handily to Joe Geppetto.
Okay.
Got a
And right
good
here in
showing
front of
by
us,
Our Auburn friend.
Martell needs a mark.
Struck in the 9th. 34, that's all he, yeah, mark in almost any count.
Mhm.
We'll do it. It's pretty good. Turns it up through, and there's a weak 7. Got to make it.
Short pin.
Got to make it. 7-pin is never a given with a left-hander.
Yep. And Melito has locked up his match against Van Hees, so.
Yes, he has. With Jeremy Melito. Looks like Darrell Washington, yes?
Yeah, looks like he's going to win that match.
Darrell, let's
He's
see what we
got,
here.
he's already at 180 in the 9th, and his opponent bowled 170, so.
Yeah. So Darrell, Litch, Jeremy,
Martell spare would be
Martell,
winner.
assuming he makes this.
Geppetto,
Martell, Geppetto,
Nate Clark,
Nate
Transu,
Clark,
and Aguirre.
Alex, and Transu. That's it. We got them all.
It's a
heck of a round of 8.
star-studded field.
And no trouble there. That would have swept out the 10-pin. That was a 7-10 conversion for Michael Martell. And Geppetto, a victory lap shot here. Beautiful shot. I tell you, Joe's really learned how to get behind it and go straight up the oil line. And boy, it's paying off for him.
He's averaging about 260 in his matches right now.
He might be. Yeah, that's the way you win a single game match and then get through a bracket like this. Average 260. That'll do it for you. There's no luck then. We will watch this Martell and Green match wrap up, and we will come back for the round of 8.
So, yeah, he just needs 8 here. So.
3 more rounds we've got for you. And that's right, but it hangs
that'll do
on. That'll do it. All right.
Yeah, I think that's going to wrap up the round of 8, Bruce.
Round of 16.
Round of 16. We're going to wrap this up and get into the round of 8. That's what I meant to say.
There you go. Use all your words, buddy. Use them all. They're all there for you. No extra charge. Here's Green. Too bad he couldn't get this lead figured out. And now, if he had carried that last shot,
needed ball
which
in hand,
was a 6-pin, he would have had ball in hand to win the match. but unfortunately not enough. So we'll watch him finish off here, and then we will sign off. Once again, everybody, like and share on our final match for a chance to win one of 2 balls from Island Bowling Supply. Thank you, Joe Farley. And, of course, that one was perfectly flush. They all go now.
Say, wasn't he asking for
why
pins
not?
and he's going to lose by 3?
I think yeah, that's right. We'll give you 2. How's that? Won't change the match. You know, it's interesting, Kyle, as I do call these international matches for Bruno Bedone and the Bowling Promotion Tour. And by international rule, on a head-to-head match, women get a fixed 8 pins of handicap.
I've actually never heard of that.
No matter who it is. Yep.
So you're telling me if I bowled an international match against, I don't know, let's throw a name out there, Liz Johnson, I gotta give her 8.
That's a match I just called.
All right.
You got to give her 8. That's right. And she just used it to win her match in the last stepladder. So
seems
anyway,
fair.
We'll be right back with the round of 8, folks. Thanks.